Hey warriors, you know that feeling when you are lying in bed at night and the house is completely quiet and everyone else is asleep and your mind just will not stop? You're staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations, rethinking decisions, wondering why certain things have not worked out yet, wondering if they ever will. And it's not just tiredness, it's something deeper, something heavier. The kind of exhaustion that sleep does not fix. The kind that's been sitting in your chest for weeks, maybe months, quietly asking the same question over and over again. Is any of this going the way it was supposed to? Maybe you are grieving something nobody around you fully understands. A dream that stalled, a relationship that ended, a version of yourself you thought you would be by now. Maybe you've been doing everything right, working hard, staying patient, trying to be a good person, and it still feels like nothing is moving. And the worst part is not even the struggle itself. The worst part is the silence around it. The fact that you are carrying this alone. The fact that you wake up every morning and put on a version of yourself that looks fine, that functions, that moves through the day while something deeper in you is quietly exhausted and quietly wondering if any of this is ever going to change. If that's where you are right now, stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you are not motivational quotes, not empty words dressed up to sound wise. These are real lessons, the kind you learn in the dark, the kind that crack you open before they put you back together, stronger than before. 10 lessons. And once they truly sink in, not just understood, but felt, lived, and finally believed, you will not be who you were before you heard them. Before we begin, type this in the comments and mean it. I am ready now. Lesson 1. One day you will look back at the door that closed and finally thank God it did. Have you ever wanted something so badly it physically hurt to not have it? Not a casual want, a deep, desperate, this has to work kind of wanting. The kind where you prayed about it, lost sleep over it, built your whole picture of the future around it, and then it didn't happen. The door closed, the person left, the opportunity fell through, the plan collapsed completely, and you were left standing there wondering what you did wrong, wondering why, wondering if maybe you just weren't enough. That season, that painful, confusing, faith-testing season of waiting and not understanding is one of the hardest places a human being can live. Because in that waiting, a particular kind of doubt moves in. It doesn't knock, it just arrives and starts rearranging everything inside you. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I've been fooling myself this whole time. And the longer the wait stretches, the louder those voices get. But here's what I want you to do, and I need you to actually sit with this and not just move past it. Think back to a moment in your life when something you desperately wanted did not happen. A door that slammed shut, a person who left, a plan that completely fell apart, a prayer that seemed to go completely unanswered. Now ask yourself honestly, where did that closed door eventually lead you? Because looking back at real lives, at real stories of people who have walked through real darkness, there's a pattern that becomes impossible to ignore. The moments that felt the most like destruction were very often quietly protection. The relationship that ended and left you devastated was redirecting you towards something better. The opportunity you thought you missed was making room for something more aligned. The plan that collapsed completely forced you to build something more genuinely yours, something you would never have discovered if the original path had simply worked out the way you wanted. The great Aristotle once said, "Everything happens for a reason and at the right time." Not everything happens at the time you want. Not everything arrives the way you planned, but everything, when you look back with honest eyes, happened at exactly the time it needed to. Delays are not denials. Say that again to yourself slowly. Delays are not denials. God, the universe, life, whatever name you give to the force greater than your own understanding, does not work on your schedule. And the hardest truth about faith is that it requires trust in what you cannot yet see. Trust that the pause has a purpose. Trust that the detour is not a mistake. Trust that the closed door is not abandonment, but redirection. You are not being forgotten in the waiting. You are being shaped by it. Things are being built inside you right now. Patience, depth, resilience, wisdom, clarity about what you actually want and what you don't. These things cannot be rushed without being ruined, and circumstances are being arranged outside of you. Timing, alignment, readiness that require more pieces to fall into place before the right door opens. The version of you from 2 years ago genuinely couldn't have handled what you're walking into now. The things you have learned in the waiting, about yourself, about people, about what really matters, those are not small things. Those are the very things that will allow you to sustain what is coming. So while you're in the wait, while you're in the in-between, the uncomfortable, the uncertain, stay in it with intention. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep showing up even when it feels pointless. Keep your hands open, even when everything in you wants to force something into them. Because one day, and this day will come, you will look back at the exact door you were begging to open, the one that stayed closed while you wept outside it, and you will finally fully understand. And when that day comes, you will not just feel relieved, you will be grateful. If you believe God's timing is never wrong, prove it right now. In the comments, I trust my delays. Lesson 2. For your peace, keep some of yourself to yourself. Silence about your life is a form of self-love. Think about the last time you told someone personal, something real, something that mattered deeply to you, and later wished with everything in you that you hadn't. Maybe they used it against you. Maybe they shared it with someone who had no business knowing. Maybe they just responded in a way that made you feel foolish for opening up. Maybe nothing dramatic happened at all. They just didn't hold it with the care it deserved. And you walked away feeling exposed in a way that stayed with you long after the conversation ended. That feeling, that quiet regret of having let the wrong person in, is one of the most common and least talked about wounds people carry silently every single day. We live in a world that has made oversharing feel like courage. Social media convinced us that visibility equals value, that being fully known is the same as being fully loved, that sharing every layer of yourself, your fears, your plans, your wounds, your dreams, your progress, your setbacks, is what authentic and brave people do. And yes, real vulnerability in safe spaces with people who have genuinely earned it is one of the most powerful things a human being can offer another. It builds real connection. It creates real intimacy. It's a genuinely beautiful thing when it happens in the right place. But here's what the culture of oversharing does not tell you. Not everyone who is curious about you is safe for you. Not everyone who asks questions is asking from a place of genuine care. Not everyone who listens is listening with your best interest at heart. Some people ask about your plans so they can quietly doubt them to themselves, or worse, to others. Some people want to know your wounds because understanding where you are vulnerable gives them a quiet kind of power. Some people observe your dreams and file them away, not to support you, but to measure themselves against you. Not all of them, not even most, but some. And the painful truth is, you often can't tell which ones until the information is already out there and the damage is already done. The great philosopher Plato reminded us the truth is the beginning of every good thing. Not comfort, not strategy, not image management. Truth. Everything good in a human life, real relationships, real peace, real confidence, real freedom, begins with truth. And everything built on anything other than truth is built on ground that will eventually shift beneath you.